TGIF, everybody. Hello, Alexander. Steve, how are you? Mary, hello. Sinatra. Henk, welcome from Belgium. Richard. And we have someone else new here. God's Time, Festus. Okay, if you're on God's time, you have plenty of time. Okay, everyone.
Morning,
and Ryan,
Dale.
good morning to you.
Hi, I've got to tell you, unfortunately, K-Man won't be with us today. He's got a dental appointment, but
yeah,
I
so
told him off.
Poor guy.
Yeah, he should have booked his appointment for 2:30.
As long as morning guys, as long as the dentist doesn't go, is it safe? Then he's okay. You know the movie? Come on, you've seen the movie, The Marathon Man. Come on.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Am I educating you?
Yes,
okay.
I remember Dustin Hoffman and
yes,
and the
No one got my 2:30 joke. No one got my 2:30 joke.
No, what was your joke? I missed it.
Dentist 2:30.
Oh, 2:30. 2:30. Yes, that's good. That's good.
Ones are the best.
God, it's almost like stand up here today. But I want to take it before I get to the markets with you guys. I have to say this. First of all, Ryan, nice reverse on the gold. And I want to talk about Stelios, who's quiet, and people say he does macro, and he doesn't
squeaky voice and everything.
Yeah, he doesn't seek attention, but what a pro. So here's a guy that's long-term bullish. The metals, and okay, that's one thing. So he caught the silver here around 1823, nice, right? And has a bias to be long, and he even said how hard it is for him to play the short side of precious metals, but he did something tactically yesterday that was great, and he did it here. So when he told everyone about it, there was still a bounce to sell before the failure. And something else I want to talk about, besides Stelios being really underestimated by a lot of people, is that he practices a principle that is very important in trading in our lives. It's you reap what you sow. Okay, so you have to plant good seed. So what Stelios did yesterday to reap what he sows is to plant good seed. He could have just, kept it within the community. He made the call the night before, but he brought it out to free face, and people, so that people that aren't subscribers were able to take advantage of it. So that's planting good seed. And, if you plant good seed, you get a nice harvest. And, that really follows through in everything we do in our life. It's like, things should be a two-way street. We're not here just to be loved. We're not here just to love. We're here to give and receive that. So even a farmer, unless he's really saved seeds from his prior crops, pays for seed and then plants, and then it's his whole harvest. Okay, so you have to pay for seed. That means in your trading career, if you're trying to learn, you pay for the knowledge. That's your seed. That's a seed that's going to make your career grow. Okay, I'm not saying that joining ForexAnalytix is going to guarantee a bumper crop every time, every month, every quarter, every year, but there are no famines in the community at ForexAnalytix. And Blake trades for a living, doesn't get rich on ForexAnalytix, and so you guys have known him for a long time, must do something right. Stel, same thing. Okay, these partners aren't getting rich on ForexAnalytix. They're making a living off it, but their bread and butter is the market. So I'm saying pay for the seed and become part of that community. For your harvest, you reap it, you keep it. And, apply it in life other places too. Plant good seed. And, you could call it the law of attraction, but it's a very basic principle. We reap what we sow. So sow good things and you'll reap good things. And the opposite is true as well. So, okay. I know that the euro's down, Ryan. We had huge risk off for all week since the CPI, right? So we're even, Grega was right. We broke down out of this long-term trend line, and so far following through looks pretty ugly to me. I don't know what would save it. Grega was right that yields keep holding up. The only exception I see, though, is on the long end. I still think there's a chance that, and I can't find much company. Our guest yesterday, very bearish bond market, so I can't find much company, but I have a hard time wanting to be short bonds. I'm not sure, if we're going to break out, but I think that they look attractive compared to all the news we had that should have killed them. And you could tell the difference between 10 years on the verge of a new high, right? And TLT already did that, took care of that business. So pay attention to that. Silver, I still view these sell-offs that we're getting, ends up being kind of crummy week, as just consolidation, and you could be happy about risk off and a stronger dollar. Maybe you'll be able to buy it here at 1850 in the next week or so. I still think the bottom is in, and we'll see what happens here with the dollar. The point I was going to make before we started melting is that since Tuesday on the CPI, where everything got hammered, there hasn't been a whole lot of follow through to the downside in the euro yet. Of course, we made a new low in cable, but check out the RSI again. It was diverging here. See this? And I remember talking about it. Blake got long at 114, got out well, but we had glaring divergence on the 4 hour. But if you recall, I said the dailies, says it's probably not the bottom, because look. But now look, doesn't this look a lot like the 4 hour looked back here? And here we are now on the daily. I'm just planting some good seed. I don't pull the trigger for click the mouse for anyone but me. Anyway, be careful pressing the short side of cable here. So yen can't get going with a stronger dollar. K-Man from the dentist chair, can you please, take that nitrous oxide out of your mouth that you're just spinning around dreaming about Forex while you're getting a root canal, and tell us what you think?
Do you want me to give my best impression?
Yeah, go ahead. Can you do them? Not easy being a Brit to be able to do that guy, but I bet Stel could do him.
No, I can't.
All right.
I can only do Steve. Steve's easy.
Yeah,
sooner rather than later, it's going to,
get a sexual innuendo or overtone into it. Yeah. Anyway, Steve, are you here? That was a pretty good. Someone once asked me, who's that Russian guy? Someone asked me, who's that a Russian guy that works with you? They were talking about Steve. Anyway.
For sure. For sure, comrade.
How you doing? Rusky?
Good. A little bit cold here in Moscow, but other than that, everything's okay.
How's the war going?
It's okay. It has its good and bad days.
How's your Ferris wheel? Anyway, good to hear your voice, Steve. So come on, guys. What do we do with the dollar? New highs are just a layup away.
I think we might be pulling into the Fed orbit, perhaps, on this one. It's like we get these big events and everyone has a little bit of jockeying around before, and then we all, tread water. But Yeah, I think there's a bit of commodity pull in FX today. You know, I was looking around, I was watching dollar yen. It's really not doing an awful lot today, you know, 30, 40 pips. Euro dollar, even that isn't doing an awful lot. Obviously, the pound's been spanked over the bad data this morning. So, you know, when you're doing that look around the charts and when you sit down and think, right, well, who's doing what? It seems like the commodities are really leading this part of it. You know, obviously we've seen gold break down, silver's down, copper's down, gas is down. You know, you look around and think, okay, all the commodity currencies are reacting to that. So no overall bias today apart from that, I think here. Dollar yen's in the middle of the range, 140, 150, 145. You know, mooching around a mini range between 143.50-ish and 142.80s, 85. So yeah, it's a bit flat.
Okay, and the little birdie's telling me 37.25 in S&Ps and a rally back to 42, and then the big crash, so down to 20, you know, 3,000. So we'll see what happens. Definitely a breakdown. So
that's punchy if we get to 3,000 on the S&P.
Yeah, maybe by year end.
Yeah, that would be very punchy. I think the question now is we're very close to a breakout in the dollar and the 10-year US yield. So until or unless that happens, I think we range going into the Fed. And we have to remember we're pricing more than 75 now. So I think it's a tough ask for the Fed to do 100. I really do. I've said it before. There's no, in my opinion at least, there's no urgency to show what I think would show panic. Basically, 75 is already big steps, and they've done. You know, they've kind of committed to doing these. Doing 100 now, I don't know what message is gonna give out. So I really don't think they're going to do 100. But of course, anything is possible. Now, regarding gold, you guys know I talked about it yesterday. I actually took half off at 1667 yesterday because it wasn't trading as weak as I thought it would be. Have the rest of the position at break even, stop at break even. So I'm kind of relaxed about that. But I am, you know, eventually I'm going to be looking to get quite long silver again. But, you know, price action at the moment, Fed coming up, not worth the risk, I don't think. You did talk about the sterling, very, very bad data again. And once more, I will repeat, I find very few reasons, if any, to be bullish the pound. And unless the euro pound gets to 18 to 90, which now, you know, it's getting there slowly, I wouldn't consider getting long the pound against anything. Most likely, if I got long the pound, it would be against the dollar, which I think is, you know, I don't want to call it a peak. We're not there yet, but I think you know, the more the market's pricing, the more the Fed does, the more likely it is then that we're getting to the end of the cycle.
Did you see? And good morning, team. By the way,
did I say what?
Did you see what our terminal rate is and what the market's expecting right now?
Yeah, I saw the chart. You're looking at Fed Fund April 2023 Fed Fund futures, which is 95.52. So terminal rate is 447, 448.
Yeah, like that's the terminal rate the market's looking at right now. I mean, the question we have to ask ourselves is: are these other central banks going to be able to keep up with that? You know?
Yeah.
Why would you buy bonds in that environment? I ask myself. And I just
you can't buy bonds either. Unless you want to. Oh, hey, Dale, are we going to get back to that time when, you know, you remember probably back in the 90s where you're like, oh, I'm just going to buy bonds and put bonds away and then just live off the yield. We might actually get there again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good for the savers, right?
Yeah, they've been killed for well over a decade with financial.
Yeah, depends. It's not good for the savers to collect 4.5% yield
when inflation
is 8 or 9%, obviously, right?
Or a weak currency. Yeah.
Right.
You know, one thing I did learn, and you know, it did put me on, at least in the right metal to be long, and I'm still long, is that it is the XAU will tell you about the ratio and which one you should be long and which one you should be short. But this week, it certainly wasn't a directional indicator. Okay, so it's what it is. It's a ratio, just like, or, comparison, a pair, like euro pound, and, euro pound's going up. Normally you favor being short the pound, long euro, and that's exactly what the gold silver ratio did this week. But with this happening, the preferred long was silver, and you're still making money being long silver, but it did not mean that there was going to be a bottom in gold. So just something else that,
no, it's worth noting.
Yeah,
hey Steve, are you here?
No, mate, I'm not.
Thank you. Can you look at your Skype messages? Thanks.
Yeah.
All
right, Blake, if you want to take over screen.
Yeah. Let me do that. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a couple of things. First of all, so K-Man's at the dentist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. I was like, man, I feel bad for that guy. I hate the dentist. It's like, and I apologize if you're a dentist. Not that I don't like you. I just that's a very uncomfortable situation. When you're sitting in a dentist chair and you got somebody, your mouth pried open and somebody's just like jamming things in your mouth. That's an uncomfortable feeling for me. They can throw a TV above me, which they do, and hit me with happy gas, and I still, I just still don't appreciate it. Anyway,
that we don't actually use that happy gas here in Europe, right? At least in Greece. I don't know a single person that has ever used that.
Oh my God, it's great. I'll do it tonight, actually. It's awesome.
Guys, there's a solution. There is a solution. My dentist is a really, really good friend of mine, so I can just curse at him as much as I want.
There you go.
It helps.
All right. Hey, so you guys were talking about the sterling here and being a good buy. Look, we've been targeting the lower end of this channel. If you go back to oh shoot, this is not what I wanted to be at. You go back to our, just the blog, we were looking for a turn around the 117.50 level, which we got, and then, now move back down to the channel, which we've been looking at all week via the analysis of ForexAnalytix. So if you, just look at ForexAnalytix, oops, wrong direction. Well, I can keep it there. Actually, let's just grab the sterling here. You can see that we've been, just talking about channel support, this all the whole week. And now that we're there, yeah, it is a little, you got to be a little bit more careful on being on the short side. But as Steli has pointed out, I don't know if it's, if you want to be buying it, maybe cover your shorts or cover a portion of your shorts. That's what I would be thinking at this point. But I don't know if I really want to get long. There's a couple other things that are happening regarding the sterling. If you guys haven't seen the euro sterling, that's breaking out. And Ryan, I know you've been following this one really, really closely. And I know you're trading on the short side, rightfully so, against that 87.20. But how do you feel about this breakout now? Does that change and alter your thought process on the sterling?
It definitely seems like the quid is now back in the bad books. I was mentioning on the Flow Show, we saw a period a few weeks ago where, the pound was the currency everyone was reflecting what they thought higher rates and the higher inflation were going to do, i.e. crater the economy. The similar theme as they keep trying to push the Fed on. And we got all that, and we got the weakness. Now we've had the political side of things coming in with Truss and her measures. And then we got a shocking set of data this morning from retail sales, and the market's back in the UK is going to end up in a fiery abyss again. And, that changes the picture for the pound. We were finding support 114. Now that got smashed out the water, and like you say, the break at 87. Yeah, I think potentially we are in another leg lower of pound.
Man, those retail sales numbers were ugly. Holy cow!
Yeah. And this break, I was short into 87 from last week. I managed to get some off 86.50s. Got stopped out on the balance this morning. I didn't reverse it. but I might be looking at buying into a dip to that fib 87.20 if we're going to move down there.
No, Ryan, that's interesting. You mentioned that you and I'm going to tell you, I'll tell everybody right now, I'm not good at this process that I'm about ready to talk about, but you're one of the better traders that I've met that can stop and reverse a trade. I'm not good at it. I'm a lot of times when I get stopped out of a position, like let's just say like I'm trading short against this resistance. If I get stopped out, I'm not good at stopping and reversing. I do it from time to time. I'm just not. I just never feel so. There has to be certain situations where I'm really confident and I will do it. So it's just not something I do and I practice all the time. But you do it and you do it efficiently. And why did you not buy the euro sterling if you got stopped out there? What stopped you this time around? I'm just asking because, like I said, you're one of the more proficient people I've met over the last 25 years that actually does that. So what are your thoughts?
Thank you. It's conviction really. Up until this morning, I didn't believe euro sterling was moving because of fundamental differences or fresh fundamental differences between Europe and the UK. Those have been injected now. I wasn't at my desk when it happened, or I might have done something, but I don't want to talk Harry hindsight. But yeah, the conviction over the fundamentals. I mean, I was long this pair down in the 83s looking for a run up, and I got out the trade over the summer because it was going nowhere and costing me money on the carry. I'd love to be long now, but I'm not. And so, yeah, I had no conviction that it was going to go higher, hence my short purely on a technical basis, big level. And, this break could be real. If it's real, 87 needs to hold. 87, 15, 20 needs to hold. If we go under again today, that suggests we're over that move. It's a little bit of a fake move out, stop run or whatever. We're not quite ready to make a fundamental move. But your point on break trading, it can be difficult. I really only do it on big levels, like this 87 in Euro sterling.
Yeah. And again, I was asking what prevented you today, and I know you say lack of conviction, which makes sense. It was just such a big level. That's how I was asking. So, so thanks for that answer. Hey, let's talk a little bit about gold. And I'm just going to say, Stelios, great job. We've been warning people about the breakdown in gold. Yesterday, we had a lot of people that were taking advantage of the gold short. If you were on this show yesterday, we gave you ample amount of warning that it was about ready to fail, and it did, and it broke hard. The question is, do you sell it now? And as you can see my charts, you will know my answer by right now. We have an oversold intraday RSI. You can see how we had a low in price, we had a low in relative strength. So that is a confirmed low, meaning I'm not fading this move, but I do think that we can get a bounce. And I think that's the risk, but I sure as hell would not be buying gold down here. The daily sentiment index came in at 7. Now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking, well, 7 is very extreme. But if you've been, looking at daily sentiment as long as I have, that it can become more extreme and it can stay constant. So whenever things get extreme like this, yes, I start to proceed with caution, but that doesn't mean that, you should automatically be fading, especially on a big break. And this is a big break. I mean, if you look at gold, this is a massive level. We talked a lot about the open air in gold, below where we're at right now. This is one of the other things that really prevents me from being, too bearish the dollar, is this breakdown in gold. Now, I will say this: in the event we get back above 1700, and maybe even right here, 1685, 1690. If we get back above that, I will not be looking at dollar longs anymore, because if gold's gonna do a false breakdown like that, I would automatically think that the dollar market was going to sell off. but this has been a big breakdown in gold. So how are you guys trading around it? What are your thoughts? Let's start with Steve. We heard Steve a little bit earlier. Steve, what are your thoughts with gold breaking down here?
Nothing has changed. We talked about it multiple times. The odds were that it would actually break down the downside as it happened. As I was saying yesterday, and I was explaining yesterday on F.A.C.E, and we've had this conversation multiple times, I would be all in for short-term bearishness in gold. The only thing that's a little bit weird is the divergence between gold and then silver and platinum, which has persisted now for several days, and it's definitely uncommon. And from common sense and experience, something that cannot last for eternity, right? It's something that can last for a limited period of time.
So are you in the camp silver bottom now, Steve?
It's too early to say that, but I'm definitely in the camp that something has to give. Gold cannot keep pushing to new lows while silver and platinum do very well.
Yeah.
Right.
So somebody PM, I forget the rest of the numbers in our chat room. PM, I believe he's out of Germany. He'd asked, how low can silver go? And I'm like, well, with this breakdown in gold, I was thinking we saw 18, this right here around 1847. I thought the 618 would hold, but I thought we'd see that. We've only been limited to the 50% retracement. I mean, that dip in gold took silver down to 1877, and I was surprised with that. I thought silver would have, if I was long silver, which I'm not, aside from physical, I mean trading wise, if I was long silver, I would be like, yeah, no thanks, I'm gonna get out. But it's actually held up quite well, so it's a great observation, Steve.
Platinum, Blake, the same deal.
Yeah,
How about palladium, Steve?
Yeah, I just pulled up platinum just a moment ago. Same type of thing. Palladium, what did you say, Dale?
Yeah, the palladium doing what platinum's doing?
Not exactly. There is a more complex XPD, Blake.
Palladium. But I can pull it up here. You can see palladium's not really
making new lows.
No, and neither is platinum.
Yeah, but keep in mind a lot more differences between palladium and the rest of the metal complex we've been talking about, right?
Yeah, but what we're trying to point out is that the rest of the complex is not following gold, which is a great observation. So, Brand said, Dale, your voice is a little low, so just
it was yesterday as well, Dale. That's a good point.
You might have put your microphone on top of your head again.
Yeah, but perhaps bring it a little bit closer.
In my ear.
It was in your ear and in your coffee. All right, so
I'm talking into my earphones.
I almost called Stelios and Dale stale.
Nice.
Stelios, yeah, Stelios.
Yeah.
Stelios, what are you making out of it? You've been hot on precious metals, doing really well. What are your thoughts here?
I'm itching to get really long silver again. My stop I am for the other half in gold is at entry, which is 1687, which is roughly where you talked about it, right? If it closes above that level, I think it's becoming bullish again.
But do you buy it with gold breaking down? That's the
no.
Okay, so you won't. I'm asking a silver bull, which you are, and you've done really well with it. Do you buy silver while gold is down at these levels?
No, I want gold to come back up and basically invalidate the breakdown.
Okay.
That's where I'm going to be going. Yeah.
Stale has spoken. I'm just
Stale.
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 Stale has
Stelios.
spoken. Yeah. That's Dale. You are now obsolete. You guys have now combined into one person as Stale.
Yes.
Just kidding.
We're all just specks of dust.
Bye, Dale.
You are now pixie.
It was nice knowing you, mate.
I know it was.
The pleasure was all ours. So that's a great response, and that's something that I'm going to be thinking about, because look, if I want to buy silver just from a tactical, type of play, I'm looking for gold. Give me a false breakdown, get gold back above 1685, get it back above 1700, and we need to be long like all these other precious metals. That makes a lot of sense to me. So let's ask about let me ask you guys about the dollar itself. And this has been my deal. Well, first of all, if you guys were in the chat room yesterday, I was just like, if you are short dollars in any way, shape, or form as gold is breaking down, you have to be very careful. I was only long dollars last night. I actually closed out everything of my dollar longs. It's Friday and I'm a little worried about gold, and it's like it's gone pretty far, and dollar index is up against all-time highs. I probably will kick myself in the ass for not being long dollars going into next week at this point. But sometimes it's better safe than sorry, and I'd rather sleep well over the weekend versus worry about dollar positions. And but the dollar index is trying to break out of this pennant, and this pullbacks have been very minor, and that's the one thing you have to observe if you are trading currencies. When you have a pullback that is so shallow that we can't even reach 24% retracements, like you look at some of these moves and you're like, shoot, you can't even get a pullback. That just traps shorts. And if shorts are trapped, that means they have to scurry to start buying. And if they are scurrying to start buying, they're just going to propel the markets higher. And when you have a breakdown that you're seeing in gold, that's the path of least resistance for the dollar at this point. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to double up this.
Sorry to interrupt. Dale is your guest here today.
No.
Oh, okay.
So far.
Oh, shoot.
We have some time. Okay.
I just realized it was that time. Dang. But so I gotta ask you all, how do you feel about the dollar? I mean, do you continue to chase it up here, or what are your thoughts?
I personally, Blake, think that it doesn't really matter if you chase it up here. The most important advice to give here is not to try to fade it until we have some strong evidence that something is changing.
Yeah, okay. So in other words, you're long, or get on the bus, or get out of the way, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's a good attitude. Hey guys, well, Dale's got his guest coming on, and he's trying to track him down. Let me talk about this. We've been here offering ForexAnalytix, the free F.A.C.E show, in one iteration or another for the last 6 years. And we have the Flow show now as well, where Ryan and K-Man, who's not here today because he's at the dentist, but he does, wrong part. He does the Flow show with Ryan. And so we have these two free shows throughout the course of the week, every trading day. If you're not listening in, make sure you're listening in. It's free. It's our analysis. We help prepare you for the trading day. Great place to be, like you are here right now. One of the things we haven't done in 4 years is we haven't raised our prices. Our prices have been at $119 per month. You get a mobile app. You get a chat room exclusive to the ForexAnalytix traders.
Analysis, patterns in play.
We don't talk about politics. We don't talk about religion. We just talk about our the trading the market, what we're doing in the market, our trades that we are executing in the market, a news and research hub where we all upload different things that are moving the market. We have the Flowonomics room where it's macro chat room, and then it's all on a mobile device that we pay developers for every single month to upkeep all of our technology that we do here and with our platform. Okay, we haven't raised prices in 4 years. We are raising our prices at the end of next week. So if you want to enjoy we have people that have been grandfathered since day one that have never had to have their prices increase. Our prices are $119 a month. They are going up to $189 a month as of next Friday. So if you want to lock in and get your prices grandfathered in, take advantage of that, because we have to raise our prices because
buy some seed while it's on sale.
Yeah, our costs are going up, as is everybody's, and so we have to.
We've been under market for 6 years, Blake.
We have a team of like, how many people do we have on our team? I mean, I lose count, and it's not because I don't value every single one of the people here. It's just that I, lose count of, how many people we have on this team.
I've completely lost count as well, but around 15.
Yeah. So you guys, just letting you all know, I'm giving you, fair warning, that our prices will be increasing. And if you want to lock in your prices, this is the time to do so, because when they go up, they're going to go up. And you all know, even, when we offer specials, it's only a couple of times a year. If you've been listening long enough, that only happens, right? So anyway, I want to thank you all for your support. And we obviously reward people that have been with us since day one, day two, the 5 years ago. Their prices have not gone up. And but we have to raise them for everybody who's new coming in. So just letting you all know, and I want to thank you all for your support. So Dale, do you have your guest here?
Let me put out a clarion call. Gordon Johnson, you're not here under your name. Are you here under another registration? Okay.
Oh, we're gonna listen to see if he comes in, and if not, we're gonna have to bid a happy Friday to everybody.
Well, he's looking for a real estate crash. Maybe his roof caved in.
Okay. Well, speaking of which, one of the other free things that we do is the Trader Summit site. I interviewed Eric Basmajian.
Yeah, he's looking for one too.
Yeah, we talked for about 30 minutes regarding U.S. real estate and house prices, and then talked about different markets as well. It'll be on this site, and it should that interview should be out today. And I talked to him yesterday. Really great conversation regarding real estate prices, and his thoughts, because you're right, Dale. He is looking for a crash, but there's different types of crashes. It's not necessarily, well,
enough for you to put a for sale by owner sign after you talk to him on your lawn.
Yeah, I mean, hell, I might actually try to sell my neighbor's house too. But it's the thing is when you talk about,
you could probably sell it and move before Steve gets there.
Right, exactly. Well, yeah, Steve.
I would appreciate it if you held it for another couple of months.
Okay, guys. Steve's going to be visiting, so he'll be. And you guys know we're gonna be at least broadcasting a couple of days from my office, and I have Steve next to me from Athens, Greece, visiting in, and I'm gonna drag his ass up at 3:30 in the morning, like we'd get up, Dale. And
oh wow, torture the guy. Yeah.
Guys, can I just say one thing? I just want to say thank you to people like Laura. She's always kind words. Thank you for everything that you do. She's in the chat room as well. And Jordan, thank you as well. Every single one of you who is here, listening to us and giving us your feedback, we really do appreciate all of you.
Yeah, we do appreciate it. Hey, a little heads up. It looks like Dale's guest is not going to get here. I'm just assuming at this point in time. One of the big numbers coming out today is in about an hour and a half. It's the University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. Make sure you guys are, if you're like, oh, I'm going to leave early after the F.A.C.E show because I'm done here. I would stick around. Not here because we'll be done, but be in front of your computer, because those inflation expectations can still at this point in time really move the market. So anyway, I just want to give everybody a heads up on that. Anybody else have any other comments that you'd like to spurt out before?
Yeah, you too, Rick. I didn't say Rick. Yes, you too, Rick. You're not everybody. You're Rick.
Rick, by the way, is
Nitish is everybody, not you.
Rick has been listening to me before my 18-year-old son was born.
Wow.
Yeah, on the morning edge.
So how many years is that?
19 years Rick has been listening to my silliness, which is crazy. Yeah. So anyway, Rick, thanks for always being supportive and always being part and I've met him in person multiple times actually. So Rick, thank you for thanks for supporting all these years. All right, guys. Well, I want to say TGIF, everyone. And remember, our prices are going up. So if you want to be part of one of the best, communities and most active communities in the markets, come join us and be part of it. Check it out. And I want to, and also, if you want to try to get ForexAnalytix for free, just take advantage of the trader funding program, because you can trade our money and we just don't leave you hanging. We will give you ForexAnalytix so you can be inside of our community to get trade ideas and be able to leverage, talking to other traders in the markets. And then you don't risk your own money, you risk our money, and then you get to make 75% of the returns, which is a huge payout for any prop firm, period. End of story. If you want to learn more about that, just go to the very bottom of this trader funding program page. It's right here, and I'll go ahead and put that link for you, those of you that are curious, and just go to the very bottom and watch that 2-minute video. It'll tell you all about it. All right, I'm out. Dale, Stelio, okay. Steve, Ryan, and we didn't have K-Man here today, so it looks like Greg is here. Grega.
Hey, man.
Hey, I didn't mean to ignore you. I didn't know you were here until
yes, you did.
Yes, liar, you did.
Okay.
We all know you.
I try to do it on purpose. Grega, hey, real quick. I know some people hang around like you're hanging around right now to the very end. Well, you didn't know Grega was here. I didn't know Grega was here. Greg, you have any wise
him in the chat room?
What wise words for market participants going into Friday? What are you thinking here?
Well, I think earlier you talked about gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that we have some important COT readings probably this weekend. So watch out this COT data. I think that we are, actually, I will share this chart in the chat room as well. We are approaching some very big levels, I believe, after this massive breakdown. And I think that there can be some very extreme pessimism coming in, meaning that there could be some late stages of the current cycle that we are in. So I would not be getting too bearish on gold. I just think that 1,600, that's a key level as a potential retest, and then watch out for the response as we move into
that's exactly the way I was looking at it, because not seen on your chart here. This is Greg's chart via ForexAnalytix. By the way, this is his wave count. This is 4-hour chart. The 161% extension of this move right here from it's the summer bounce basically comes in at 1604 or 1605. And I think any move down there and you're going to get at least a bounce from those levels, a tradable bounce. So that's kind of what I was looking at too. So that makes a lot of sense, Grega.
Yeah, actually, if you have time and you can open the chat room, I just posted this COT data, this chart in our chat room.
Yeah, let me see here. Here's the chat room and here's the COT data. This is the chart you're talking about. Okay, explain to us what we're seeing here.
Yeah, actually, you can see that large speculators are still heavily short, something similar like we have seen back in 2013, 2014.
Right here.
And in 2016, 2019. Okay, and always when we reach those extremes, the market has responded to the upside. So after this week, we got these reports on Friday. So I think that this will be quite, that this obviously large speculators will be even more short after this week. Yeah. So I think that we are moving into this some very interesting zone down here.
Great. Maybe next week is the week where Stelios turns from a billionaire to a multi-billionaire buying gold.
I wish.
That's it. That's
awesome. This is definitely, it takes a lot of time for this. It's a process. But I think it's quite interesting to see, especially maybe if the 10-year US yields will at the same time reach this maybe 4% and we try to turn to the downside or stabilize a bit. I think that gold will benefit from that.
Wow. That's awesome. And thank you, Grega, for your update there. And I want to say, hey, for those of you that got to stick around and you're like, oh, I just want to finish hear what these guys have to say. That's a great reason to stick around and listen, because you get to hear people like Greg and his analysis in the market. So thanks, Grega. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being part of this team, as you've been with us since day one. And so really appreciate you. Or maybe day 3. Is it maybe day 2? Shoot, I forget. It's up there though for a long time. Thanks for always being part of it. Dale, I'm gonna hand it back to you and say TGIF, everyone. Thank you so much for your support.
Cheers
all this time.
Grega, Steve, Stel, Ryan, K-Man in the chair. Thank you guys for planting good seed again this week. I look forward to a bumper crop with you guys going into year end. Welcome to the harvest at ForexAnalytix.
Thank you, Dale.
All right, guys, have a great weekend. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. What a great way to wrap it up with Grega's great work. And like the guys say, we appreciate you guys. For once in a while, I'm a crabby old man because sometimes the old me comes out, and I keep tabs and think about everything we're doing for everyone. Why is it not at times a two-way street? But I understand you'll do it when you're ready, and at least you found the right place. All you have to do now is take the step. So have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see you Monday. We'll do it all over again, and I'll tell you what, we're even going to try and do better, which isn't always easy. So see you guys later. Adios. Thank you, team.
Thanks, Coach.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys.